Christine and I are camping on a beautiful September day, and we thought that this would be the perfect time to answer a question that we get from people probably more than any other, which is what?
What is your camp kitchen setup like? How does it work? And in this video, we're gonna do a full walkthrough of our camp kitchen setup, so stick around.
All right, so I think the place that we have to start is with the back of the truck, and not just the back of the truck, but this particular drawer system, because this is really the foundation of our camp kitchen. So real briefly, I want to talk about this. So this drawer system is from a company called SHW Off-Road. This is their Expedition Series drawer system, and it is fantastic. This was one of the early prototypes and it has held up really, really well. In terms of how this relates to our camp kitchen, there's a couple of things. The first thing that you'll notice right away is we have our fridge here. This is an Iceco JP50, and really the reason we went with this fridge is it was one of the few refrigerators that would fit in this built-in fridge slide. And one of the things we love about this drawer system is that it has a built-in fridge slide. It's not extra, it's just part of the drawer system. And the way it works is genius. It pulls out and then it tilts down. And this is super important because, especially for Christine, who is a little on the shorter side, it makes it easy to get in here and grab what you need to grab, and then it just kind of pops back up and stores there. So it is really convenient and really easy. If you're wondering what's powering the fridge, we have a portable power station in the back. What we're using right now is a Blue Eddy AC 180, and that is plenty to power our fridge and all of our other power needs. Now, the next thing to point out is this drawer right here, which is effectively our pantry for all of our dry goods, all of our spices, and it also includes all of our cookware. So I'm gonna hand it over to Christine because this is really her setup and her layout. So I'm gonna have her walk us through what we put in here and how we separate this out.
All right, so what I love about this drawer system is just how organized we could be. I love organization, and so the larger drawer can be broken up into different sections, and I love that. Starting with this back section here, this here is our cupboard. It's got our flatware, our cookware, percolator, cutting boards. It's pretty much got all of the equipment that we need to eat and cook. This middle section here, this is essentially our pantry. We have all of our snacks, any produce that doesn't need to be refrigerated is in here. And I love it because all of our food is in one spot. And this spot here in the front, I love this because it keeps all of our spices and utensils, pretty much all the things that we need to make a meal is in here. And again, I love the organization in this whole system. Another common question that we get asked is what we use to cook all of our camp meals, and it would be this. This is our scuttle from Tembo Tusk, and it's something that people ask about all the time because it's probably the most hipster thing in our camp kitchen setup.
I'll take a medium iced half calf, 1 pump vanilla, soy upside down dirty chai with Splenda.
I love that this is essentially a big, large wok. And because of its large surface area, I can cook a ton of stuff. And I like that I can push things out to the sides to keep the food warm while I'm cooking other things in the middle. I also love that I don't need a ton of pots and pans and all of that stuff in order to make a meal. This makes it really easy to cook meals. It doesn't take up a lot of space, and it also doesn't use up a ton of propane. So when it comes to cooking all of our meals, I definitely prefer the scuttle over a camp stove.
All right, and next up on the tour is our sink situation and how we pack our water. So let's start with this. This is a 5-gallon or 20-liter water jug. It is from a brand called Scepter, and I'm not gonna lie, these things are a little bit pricey for what you'd expect for a water jug. However, they are super, super durable. When we started out, we just used like those 2.5-gallon jugs that you would get from the grocery store, and it was fine, but we were always worried that they would burst because they were so thin, and so we wanted to upgrade, and this was our solution. And we have had these now for the past couple of years, and they have been bulletproof. We carry 2 of them. We bring 1 on shorter trips, and if we're going on like a multi-week trip, we'll bring 2 just so we can be out in the wilderness for longer before we need to restock our water supply. The other important thing to note with this Scepter is this here, this little spigot. This does not come with it. This is also from Scepter, but it's a separate piece. But if you are gonna go this direction for your water, you almost can't do without it. It is like a critical piece. So the way that we have it oriented is we put it on this table. We'll talk about this table in just a minute, but we put it on this table, and so the water is just gravity fed, and then this is just a simple collapsible bucket from Amazon, and this functions as our sink basically. So if we need to wash dishes, we'll use this. If we need to wash our hands, we'll use this, and this has been a perfect solution for our sink and water. That's it for the sink and the water supply, but it has served us really, really well. And I would highly recommend one of these Scepter jugs if you're looking for a robust and reliable way to transport quite a lot of water for your trips.
All right, so you just saw this table. I want to expand on this camp table a bit. This is from Mountain Summit Gear, and we love this table because, as you can see, there are different levels, different heights for the table. And with how small this packs down, we love how versatile this camp table is. With the different levels, you see here our water jug is on the bottom level. We use this top surface here as a prep station. And this here, Jeff and I will set up our camp chairs and we'll use this as our dining table. So we just love how versatile this is and just how small it packs down and how we can use this for a number of different things.
Okay, so I think that just about does it for our camp kitchen setup, but there are still a few more things that we want to talk about before we wrap this video up. And that is a couple of our favorite tools, the ones that we use most often to either prep food or make coffee, or just tools that we have in the drawers that we use all the time. And so of course, I am going to talk about coffee and how I make it. You can make coffee on the scuttle. We have done it, but it does take a little bit of time. It's not the most efficient way to make coffee. So when it comes to making my morning coffee, I use this. This is basically just a small backpacking stove. The brand is MSR. This is called a Pocket Rocket, and that's just this little piece here that screws on to this butane tank right here. And then I just use a simple but large percolator. The reason that I like having a large percolator is that typically I'm one of the first people to wake up in the morning, and I start my morning by making coffee. And so by the time everybody else wakes up, coffee is ready and there's enough for everyone. And so this is primarily what I'll use when I want to make good coffee. And if I'm feeling lazy, then I will just make instant coffee. So that is one of the tools we use all the time. And then Christine is going to jump in here and show you a couple of her favorite tools that she absolutely cannot do without.
Okay, my turn. Now, one of the things that we forgot to mention earlier that is integral to our kitchen setup is our split tailgate. Jeff and I absolutely love this because it just gives us extra counter space, an extra surface to meal prep or just get our meals together. Sometimes when we're out in the middle of nowhere, we don't have a lot of space to set up our kitchen table. Sometimes we'll just have lunch on the tailgate. So this was definitely worth mentioning. Now, a couple other things that we wanted to highlight. This is the Defiance Tools multi-kitchen tool. That is a mouthful, but I absolutely love this because one of the things that I love about a lot of our things that we have in our kitchen setup is just how small things pack up and how a lot of the things we have actually serve multiple purposes. This multi-tool I really like because I'm not sure how to work it. One of the things I love about this multi-tool is just how versatile this is. So this gives you Some tongs. These can be put together to create tongs, spatula, fork, absolutely love it. This opens up to a knife.
That's not a knife.
And if we're having beer, we need a bottle opener, or someone's bringing a bottle of wine, we've got that covered on here. And so this is one of my favorite camp kitchen tools. Another thing is this pot and pan set from GSI Outdoors. We'll make sure to drop links to all of these products in the description below. But what I love about this is it's a nesting set. So this frying pan sits inside here. There are 2 pots with lids, and there's a couple handles here. And I think it's this lid here. I don't know if you can tell, but there are little holes here that allow me to use this as a strainer. I am all about being efficient and getting things that pack real small so they don't take up a ton of space in our drawers. And so this serves multiple purposes, and I absolutely love this for our camp kitchen. Well, there you have it, a full walkthrough of our entire camp kitchen setup.
Yep, we hope you found it helpful. We have learned a lot of things doing this over the past handful of years, and a lot of them we learned the hard way. So the setup that we have now works really, really well for us. And so if you have any questions, be sure to drop them in the comments below. As Christine mentioned earlier, we will be sure to put links in the description as well to as many of these products as we can get. We're not sponsored, by the way, by any of these brands. These are just the things that we use, and we wanted to share them with you.
Now, if you found this video to be helpful, make sure to give us a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to our channel and, I don't know.
And then you should check out this playlist next, because there's probably some cool stuff on it. So check that out.
Yeah, what he said.
Yeah, thanks for watching. That'll be good.